Out here at the farm today, breaking a little ice. It's currently 21 degrees. So come out here and break ice every day until it warms up again. I had to put out some hay last night. I had to get some hay to a cow. A cow had a calf a couple days ago, right before this winter storm hit, before the worst of it hit, I should say. And we decided the next day we need to get it in the shed. I had to get out here, had to get a bell to that cow because it's in a pen by itself. So I'll show you what I got going on there. So got the water around. The cows are sucking this water down about as fast as I'm filling it up. But I give them extra hay last night because the skid steer, the diesel was pretty much gelling up. I tried to start the night before last and it wouldn't start, so I got some starting fluid and got my jumper cables and I got it running last night. Decided I better put some hay out while I had it running, or put extra hay out so I wouldn't have to mess with it until it warms up again, hopefully. Got these guys a bale over here. I'll put a couple extra bales out there for the big cows, and over there I'll show you in a minute. I had to put a bale in a pen where I put the new cow and calf. Put a little straw in the shed over there for it. This little weaning calf here, 2406 here, kind of becoming my pet. She likes the scratching. Yeah, you like a scratching, don't you? Yeah. She kind of took a liking to me for some reason. There's always that one that'll kind of let you pet them before you, shortly after you put them in the old weaning pen. That'll make them happy until tomorrow when it's all froze again. Yeah, it's crazy how fast they can suck that down. It's like a 12-foot tank, and I've had it going full blast for a little while now. Broke the ice, turned the water on full blast, and they've kept it sucked down. And I actually filled it up last night, so yeah, they sucked it down pretty good. Of course, it froze shortly after I filled it up last night, so they hadn't had the opportunity to drink it down. So, but pretty much all these cows over here have all drank, and I've had this going full blast, and it wasn't keeping up. I think I had a previous video where I showed putting this creep feeder in here for these to try to get these two little smallest calves, a little steer and a heifer. There's a steer there. I started putting sweet feed and a little creep feed mixture in there, and got them eating that. Then I switched them over to cubes like everything else is eating, and they pretty much they're eating a half a bucket in a few days. So yeah, there's that one, and yeah, that one over there. They're both still small enough they can fit in this thing. Only complaint about these little creep feeders is they need to be just a little bit bigger. And the distance from here to there ought to be a little longer, because they pretty much stand in there and half of them sticking out. They could be, considering how tall a cow is, they could make these things just a little bit taller and a little more depth from where you go into the other side. 'Cause they'd like to get all the way in there and turn around. Well, when you got 2 or 3 trying to eat in there, they definitely can't turn around. So it could be made a little different. So usually when one cow has a calf, they all kind of, a few others follow in suit. I noticed there was one cow that was kind of standing out here by itself, so I'm gonna take a little look here and see if there's a calf out here, and then walk around and look at all the cows and see if everything looks good. This other cow had her calf over here behind this shed, which is pretty smart of her, because kind of gave her calf a little block from the north wind, which I wish I'd filmed that the other day. I had to come out. Well, we came out the next day and it wasn't over there. It was over here on the end of this bunk, kind of buried in the hay, still out of the north wind anyway. But I had to carry this thing all the way to that shed clear over there that I showed you earlier, where the bull is. But it was over here on the end of this bunk, buried in the hay, which I wish I'd got some of that film, but it was really cold, and you know, when you're cold and you're wanting to get back in the warm house, you're just thinking about getting stuff done as fast as you can get it done. You're acting a little crazy there. What's up with you? What do you got going on? Yeah, I stuck a couple extra bells in there. Still got 2 bells from over there, but hopefully that'll last until it warms up enough the skid steer will start a little easier. I figure before next winter I'm gonna invest in a block heater. They're anywhere from $60 to $100, and I watched a video on how to install it, and it doesn't look like it'd be too big of a deal. The guy that does it all the time said it takes him about 30 minutes. He said somebody that's never done it, you know, you might give yourself 2 hours. So anyway, definitely gonna do that for next year. Of course, I don't have any electrical in my shed over there where I keep the skid steer, but my next winter I hope to have some electrical, some plug-ins out there where I can just plug in a block heater. But yeah, that is the plan for next year. It's funny, as I look at some videos from last year, looking for a specific photo of a title to this trying to find a title to this old truck that's sitting clear out here in this line of junk. I think it's like a, yeah, there it is. I think it's like a 57 model old wheat truck. We used to haul hay with it when I was a kid. Looking for a title bid and some pictures. Turns out it wasn't there. Anyway, found an old picture from back last year in January, probably like January 10th. There was snow on the ground just like there is now. So the snow come a little bit earlier this year, but not by much, almost exactly the same time. So I can't get in my shed currently. My little selfie stick I put my phone in is in the gator in the shed, and I tried to get it open last night because I thought I might put the skid steer in there, maybe keep it a little warmer and be able to just plug it in to a charger in there if it gets the cranking too long. I put a new battery in it here not long ago, and it wore down a couple days ago, so I had to jump start it with some and use a little starting fluid to get it running yesterday. So as I was talking about earlier, over here, you know, here's where I keep the bull every year. Feed him cubes. Here's his little shed. I had to put this, so this is a cow over here that I had to cow and calf. So this little guy here, we kind of named him Spunky. He got to squirm it. It made it a little tough to carry him because he got a little spunky every once in a while. See if I can zoom in on the little guy. There he is. That's Spunky. That's what Misty named him. He get to squirming a little bit when I carried him from clear out there. I'll show you. Carried him all the way from that shed clear out there, other side of that shed, where I showed you on the other side of that bunk. all the way over into here. And every time he get to squirming, I almost couldn't carry him anymore. Carried him all the way up here. We put straw in this little shed over here on this other side, or we used to let the weaning calves go every year, but I did things a little different this year. They got a little lean-to on that shed out there they can get under, and they just had the middle lot. This year, since I got to know the bull a little better and his temperament and whatnot, I let him go all the way out there and have this other side of the lot out there. But yeah, now this is like I said, this is a first year heifer, first calf of the year. I think she's 2204. I got a new phone a while back. Nope, 22, no, I'm wrong. 2203 is what her number is. Anyway, yeah, I got a new phone a while back so I could maybe film a little better. And it'll definitely zoom in for quite a lot further than my old iPhone 11. This is a iPhone 16 Pro. I'm hoping I can do a little better filming with this guy. Maybe someday I'll be able to afford one of those GoPros. They're a little bit on the expensive side for something you're only using for one thing. Ice on this little tank here for the bull and that one cow wasn't very thick. For like I say, it's like 21 degrees now. It was it was 8 degrees when I put out the hay before I left last night. But anyhow, that's what you missed anyway. I wish I could have filmed, been able to have Misty film me carrying this calf all the way up here. But yeah, I had to get the skid steer going last night so I could get this bale of hay put in her pen, because the first night we just had to scoop up hay out of the bottom of the shed that fell off of bales and put in that trough over there. Got her through the first day. But, yep. That's old Spunky right there. He's doing pretty well. I think it's a he. I actually, you know, considering I carried it all the way from out there, I didn't take the time to check to see if it was a male or a female, but he's definitely got the kind of a block head like a bull calf. It just seems like the bull calves have more of a blockier head than the heifers do. But I'm not sure. We'll figure it out one of these days. Anyhow, that's the update. Today all I needed to do was break some ice. Tomorrow I'll feed cubes again, and I'll still have plenty of hay. So anyhow, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. James here. You're watching The Poor Farm. If you like these videos, hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.